Hello everybody and welcome to Chelsea Fan TV. We have just witnessed arguably game of the season. I am still lost for words and mind blown by what just happened. Chelsea 4, Manchester City 4. A dodgy VAR decision costs Chelsea the game. That should never have been a penalty in my opinion. Cucurella was fouled in the build-up, and to be honest, it's a bit soft anyway. Like, the fact that it's been given as a pen is a joke. But, you know, it's part of the game now. You can always expect a decision to go in favour of City, so not really that surprising. But we are here to do the player ratings, and what a game it was. I'm genuinely so happy with that result. I know it's a 4-all, and I saw someone in the live stream was annoyed with that result. I came into that game thinking 3-0 City. I genuinely didn't think we'd even put a goal past them. To put 4 past them and get a point, I will take that any day of the week. The question has to be raised of why couldn't we have done this against Brentford? Why couldn't we have done this against Villa, against Bournemouth? Why is it against the good teams, City, Liverpool, Arsenal and Tottenham, we all of a sudden show up? It's very annoying. I don't really get the logic behind it. We should have a good game against Newcastle, and for once I'm actually feeling hopeful against Newcastle. They obviously just lost to Bournemouth and have a huge injury crisis going on, and Christopher Nkunku could be back for the game. So that's a massive boost there. And I'm excited for the Newcastle game now. A few weeks ago, if you'd asked me, I'd have been terrified, being like, we're going to get battered. Now I go into that Newcastle game of I hope with 3 points, which is crazy to say. We are here to do the player ratings, of course. And we're starting off with Sanchez in goal, who, can I just say, I might be a bit harsh on. Obviously, he let in 4 goals. You know, not going to hide from that, but I generally don't think there's anything he could have done about any of the goals. The first one's a penalty. Fair enough, it's a penalty. He's not a penalty expert, and it's Haaland on the pen. All right, the second goal is actually, I blame sort of Reece James and Thiago Silva. Not to say it's completely their fault, but they give Akanji way too much space and time. Poor communication between them two. The third goal was that the unlucky? No, that was Haaland. That was such a weird goal. That was just that was poor defensively. I wouldn't actually blame Sanchez for that, but that was a really, really weird goal. He sort of just hit him into the goal. It was weird. He sort of rolled in with the ball. And then the final goal, obviously a horrible deflection. There's nothing Sanchez could have done. And it was hit like a rocket as well. But for that reason, I've given him a 6.5, which made a massive save. Haaland was through on a one-on-one. Brilliant run from Haaland. And Sanchez pulls the save off. There were a few other saves here and there, which I thought were good enough. But obviously, you know, I don't think he's at fault for any of the goals. I think his distribution today was good at times, but then really shit at times. It was very inconsistent. But overall, I think solid game for Sanchez, 6.5. Next up, first defender, we've got Reece James. I'm so glad this man is back, and I pray he doesn't get injured again soon. Like, please, stay fit, Reece James. He had a really good game, in my opinion. I think Reece James was phenomenal. He got an assist. I say phenomenal. I say he was really good. I was not phenomenal, not too far. But he did look good. Some brilliant passes, some brilliant runs. If it had been him on that Malo Gusto chance, where Malo Gusto should have scored, that was inexcusable, should have been a goal, James would have scored. 100%. James's finishing is so clear, and I think he would have scored a goal. I've given him a 7.7. I do understand him getting subbed off, though, completely. Don't want to risk him getting injured. So I do back the getting subbed off, but like, if he'd been on, he would have scored. He would have scored. I say that with chest. He would have scored if that was him. Next up, we got Axel Disasi, who was arguably the worst player on the Chelsea team today, which is a bit crazy because, to be fair, a lot of people, like a lot of the team were good today. A lot of everyone played really well. So I don't think Disasi was horrible. I saw a few people in the live chat saying he was rubbish, and I think that's a bit far. I think he had some dodgy moments. He did look a bit shaky at times, but I think he made some good challenges here and there. His positioning sometimes was a bit questionable too, but overall I give him a 6.7, which I feel like is fair enough. You know, yes, we let him 4 goals. Yes, he wasn't amazing, but he wasn't terrible. Like, he wasn't bad, and we are against Manchester City, for crying out loud. They just won the treble, you know. He's new to the league. He's still adjusting, and I think it was a good enough game for Disasi. I do think Badiashile should start over him, though. And obviously, when fully fit, I think Colwell should start over him too. But good, you know, an okay game. Not a good game, not a bad game, just an okay game. Should really be a 6 because it was bang average. Thiago Silva, he scored a goal. Bloody beauty. Opened the floodgates for us. 7.2 for Silva. So unlucky that the ball deflects off him. You've got to at all times try and block the shot. So I do understand why he's tried to block it. And it's just so annoying, and the fact it's deflected in like that. but made some good tackles here and there. Did get absolutely destroyed by Foden at one point. But to be fair, Foden also destroyed Cucurella and Enzo Fernandez at the same time. Also, I have just realised this is Colwill. I don't know why it's Colwill. I meant to put it as Cucurella. My bad. But I have put Cucurella's name there. Cucurella, weird one. Don't think he was great today. Don't think he was terrible, but I don't think he was great. Obviously gave away that penalty, which it was soft and he was fouled beforehand. Maybe his head got to him a little bit. Not a great game from Cucurella, but not a terrible game. I have given him a 6.5, which is the lowest rated on the team, I do believe. I might have done Caicedo or Enzo lower. But yeah, weird one with Cucurella. 1 minute he looks maybe not world class, but he looks class. The next he looks bang average. And I'd say today was one of those bang average games. A few mistakes here and there. Weren't great. Weren't terrible. I feel like 6.5 is a fair enough rating for Cucurella. I might start doing these player ratings on live stream, so I get your opinions as well while we're doing the ratings. Moises Caicedo up next. I don't think this man was 114 million. I'm going to be totally real with you. I think he's a bang average. Like, he's good. I mean, maybe like 60 million, 50 million in today's market. Not 114 from what I've seen of him so far. I do think it's a crazy price tag. I don't think that's Caicedo's fault. We've paid that much for him. It's more Brighton getting the most out of him. Fair play to him. But he's definitely not worth that much money. 100%. I have given him a 6.8 because I do feel like he has some good moments, but I also feel like he had some absolutely shocking moments. And he doesn't look... I don't know what it is, but when I see Caicedo on the ball, I just don't have like that much confidence. Like, he doesn't look comfortable on the ball. He looks very shaky at times. So 6.8 for him. And then Enzo Fernandez, I've gone with a 6.7. Enzo's a weird one as well. Enzo plays really good at times, and some of his passes are phenomenal, but some of them are really questionable. Some of the decision-making is really questionable too. He can intercept, and overall, I think he was good today. I don't think he was bad. I think it's very similar to Sassi and Caicedo. I just don't think any of them will like stand out compared to the rest. Do you know what I mean? I feel like if they had performances like Reece James or the front three or Gallagher, it would have been a much better game for us overall, but it just didn't step up to it. They weren't bad by any means, though. Like, Enzo did all right today. But it's at the end of the day, it's all right. It's not great. It's just all right. Gallagher, on the other hand, 7.7. I think he was class today. Got an assist. Gallagher, unlucky not to score as well. He took a volley on that one chance, and he obviously hit it over the bar. But it kind of reminded me of Kovacic's goal against Liverpool. If he'd hit it just right, it would have been so perfect. But unlucky, and definitely entitled to take that chance on because he was good today. Do rate Conor Gallagher now. He's going up in my books. At the start of the season, I was very much to sell him, and I'm glad we haven't sold him because I do think he looks good at times. He looks phenomenal, and today was a really good game against Manchester City. That's saying something. So fair play to Conor Gallagher, and as well, I don't think his head dropped once. I feel like he kept going throughout the entire game. He kept fighting. So do rate that from him. Cole Palmer next, or as I like to call him, Goal Palmer. Obviously, that is probably the biggest pressure he's had on a goal his entire career so far. Obviously, it's not a very long career, but that goal, you're against your ex-club, the club that's just sold you. You have to score for us to get any sort of a result. And he slots it home. I think some of his passing as well is phenomenal. I've said this every game I've seen Palmer. Some of his passes are crazy. There were one big criticism I have as very early on in the game, there's Gallagher so open. He should have just sweated it to Gallagher. He takes a shot, gets blocked, and then he passes to Gallagher, and it kills the time a little bit. Just first time, it's straight to Gallagher. Don't know why he took the shot on first when there's players in front of him. Questionable decision there. But apart from that, I'm loving Cole Palmer at Chelsea. I was very, very surprised we brought him on deadline day. I'm very confused as to why we brought him. But I'm all for it now. I do feel bad for Noni Madueke, however. I don't see his future at the club. Honestly, I think Madueke should go on loan or get sold because he just doesn't play. The man gets no game time, and I feel sorry for him. But yes, Palmer, I've given an 8.3. Phenomenal today. Cracking player. Sterling, my Chelsea man of the match. Best player for Chelsea out there today. He was incredible. He cooked him alive, his old team. He ended Jeremy Doku's career at one point. That was filthy nutmeg. The amount of runs he was making was great. His decision-making can be questionable in the final third. And his finishing isn't perfect. But overall, I don't have much to complain about Sterling today. I think Sterling was just great. Great. Like I said, my highest rated player for Chelsea today. Absolute brilliant game from him. I've gone with an 8.4. And not really much more I could have asked from Sterling. Maybe just another goal. But then again, he scored. And I think he got an assist as well. Like, phenomenal from Sterling. He was the amount of pressure. Kyle Walker was getting cooked. Literally getting cooked by Raheem. And then up top, Nicholas Jackson, I've gone with a 7. Scored a goal. Made a few good runs. Had a few chances. Wasn't crazy, but wasn't bad. Like, realistically, the one thing you want to striker to do is score a goal. And he scored a goal. So, you know, was a bit of a dodgy goal. But he scored. I was happy with Jackson's performance today. But that, I did actually want him to get subbed off at one point as well. He's like that. I want him to get subbed off and then he'll go and score a goal. So I can't really complain. But that is my player ratings. Let me know yours in the comment sections below. Thank you guys for watching, everyone. Have an amazing rest of your day. It's going to be a good international break. Chelsea face Newcastle next. Hopefully Christopher and Nkunku in the starting 11. And I'll see you all there. Stay safe, stay cracking. Fair enough. And au revoir.